All right, back out here at the beehives. It's April the 14th. I'm fixing to check. I made a split off this one hive, this green hive here, and let's see if I can get my camera right. It's a little better. Off this green hive, and I got the queen with it. It's got a marked queen. I thought, well, I can see her. Well, I didn't see her, so I got the queen in with the split. She stayed there a little longer than I'd like, probably 4 or 5 days. When I realized, I moved her back down here with the original production hive. So she should be, she is in here. I took her out of the nuke and put her back in this hive. So I don't know what they did with the queen cells. They was without a queen for 5 or 6 days. I don't know if she let them live and was laying up top, or if they're still got queen cells in the bottom. But I want to take a look and see what they've got in here. So we're gonna check out this green hive. I guess it's number 1. It's the one that's got the opening in the back. The wind, we had a bad storm come through last night, and the wind got pretty bad. And blew some trees over on my hives, but I already got them off, just some little small trees. But we did have a bad windstorm. Some of the lids were a little bit sideways, but it wasn't too bad. I'm probably gonna end up setting this one down on the ground, so I'm gonna set it on my outer cover. They didn't stop putting honey in. They got quite a bit of weight in here now. I'll see what they got down here in the bottom. I'm looking, again, it's April 14th, so I'm looking to make whatever splits I'm going to make. If I'm going to make any, I'm going to make them in the next, today and tomorrow, and then I'll be done. That frame's completely empty. That bird come off. Get there a little bit closer. Looks like they got as much in the bottom as I thought they would have. Just reverse this one and let it ride. This frame's pretty much empty. Always framed. So I was thinking this bottom was full last time. They got a lot of bees, but they're just not doing much down here. Some nectar. Yeah, this bottom box is completely empty, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this and put it up top. they'll have a full box of drawn combs, so they'll be ready to go. I still think it's going to make a good production hive, even though it doesn't have as many as I think it should. Tree out of the way. There's what was the top box. It's got the queen. All kind of nectar in there. Hopefully you can see that. Bunch of drones. Bunch of nectar. Still drawing this frame out. Alright, there's the cat brood. I do know that the queen is marked white. They was doing everything in the top. They're coming and going at the top. Alright, there's eggs and larvae, all brood of all stages. No queen cells. So my little 5 days, I left them without a queen. This would be a good brood break is what it ended up being. There's a lot of brood in here. There's a bee with pollen on her head. So I'm gonna stick these down in the bottom and stick that other one up top and leave these bees. I don't have queen cells like I thought I might. Check one more frame. Lots of pollen. Eggs, all kind of eggs in here. So she's back to laying. They didn't kill her. If she's a laying queen, they usually won't bother her. And it's their queen, so they didn't forget about her in 5 days. But there's no queen cells in here is the main thing I wanted to see. Them down a little bit. All these bees are going to the other hive here beside it. They're going to the corner of that one thinking that's their hive, and that's not their hive. Just looks different to them. Uh-oh. That's fastened down. Yeah, this is one of the boxes I fastened to the bottom board to use for catching swarms in last year, so that causes a problem. So now I'm gonna get me a new screen bottom and put that on there, and then I'll have to take that one off, so I have to go with my drill. Be right back. All right, after much ado, I finally got it unscrewed from that bottom board. Got them put on a purple screen bottom board. And now I'm gonna leave them alone and let them see what they do. This hive will be good for the flow. I think I'll bed up in time. I think that queen's a good queen. I think they'll bed up in time for the flow. My little stick for ventilation. All right, that is 4:14. Reversed. Bottom was empty. Eggs in the top. Alright, now let them go. Now we'll go over here and check on our little nuke that we took out of here and see if I got any queen cells yet. I think it was the 10th. It's only been 4 days. We'll go check and see what they're doing. Alright, here's my little nuke. And I split off of him. It had the queen for a while. And we'll see what they're doing. You can see. I got catbird. There shouldn't be any eggs in here since it's been 4 days. All the pollen and nectar in that frame. There's larvae in that one. That's where that queen was laying, I'm sure. Alright, there's a sail there. Some sails right there they're working on. So they are working on some sails to replace her. So I'm gonna let them alone. So that was 10th. I think we called this one 101. I didn't mark it. $4.10, they removed the queen, and $4.14 saw queen cells. So they're good to go. We'll check them. I'm probably $4.20 and see what they're doing. We'll check this one over here while we're here. See, 4.3 had 8 frames in the bottom and added second high body. So it's been 11 days since we added this second high body. Got some ants. Alright, the bottom's full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably 8 in the bottom and 5 in the top. I'm gonna let that go too. I could split them, but I think I'm gonna wait. See what they do. I keep seeing a lot of people on Facebook trying to diagnose the hive without getting in the hive. And I understand being leery of getting in there. They'll show a hive from the outside and say, what's wrong with this hive, or what's going on, or whatever, but you can't really tell unless you're going to get in the hive. You don't know what's going on inside if you just don't go ahead and get in there. Yeah, these are still pretty light, so I think they'll be fine for the flow. We'll let them build up. It's not time to put supers on yet until they get these more full. And they would be more full if we'd had some better weather. The weather's just been terrible. That frame's kind of funky. Got all these cells filled with nectar, and I ain't seeing any eggs at all up top. No eggs in the top, that ain't good. That was third over. Four three had 8 frames in the bottom, added second high body. 330, 7 frames, added box. 315, rid to 1 high body, reduced to 1 high body. White queen, 4 frames, could use a feed. I ain't seeing the queen. I'd like to at least see some eggs. See if we see any sign of her down here. Pollen, hive beetles, empty. All right, well, there's some brood. Now do you see eggs in this one? So she's doing, but she ain't doing great. But like I said, we've had bad weather, so it's hard to know if it's the weather or a bad queen. But some of the other hives are a lot stronger than this one. We're gonna call this one ready for the flow too. That's really what I'm trying to do today, is make sure that they're ready for my production hives are ready to make honey. And this one's got a lot building up to do, but it doesn't need to be split. It's fine where it's at. So now I need to leave them alone. It's so easy to try to get in our hives too much. But now I know this hive's got a queen, and I think it's just being held back by cold, rainy weather. We had a big storm last night. Now the weather's finally broke, so I'm gonna leave it alone. So I'm gonna put 415. Ready for flow. Eight frames in the bottom, 4 in the top. No brood in the top yet. So that's 2 hives I know is ready for the honey flow. They're right where I want them. Right where I want them to be. If they get built up and it's better weather, get built up, they should be able to make a honey crop. This is number 52. 6 frames, checking a week. He should be ready for another box. Lots of pollen. Paying way too much attention to my hands. There's a little bit of white wax showing up. Yeah, plenty of brood. Fairly good pattern. But I'll set a second box on this one, and this will be ready for the flow too. So no nukes pulled off of this one. Anyway, that's pretty much all I'm looking for. I'm gonna go ahead and go through the rest of these hives. But I'm looking to make sure that they're about where I want them. If they're packed bottom and top, then I'll be pulling a couple, 2 or 3 nukes off of them. But the ones I've seen so far have been held back so much by this rain and cold weather that they're ready the way they are. So I'm gonna go ahead and check the rest of these. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you got any comments or questions, leave them below, and I'll see you on the next video.